are on.
No, you're not, babe. You haven't pressed go live on the YouTube studio.
Okay, here we are. We're live now.
Okay.
We're live, as I thought. Does take a few seconds. Just a little bit of what do you call it? A little bit of a delay happens here often. Right. Very good. Okay. Oh, look at this. We're live on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. Here we are on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Those of you who are here, we really appreciate you. And yeah, it says live, and here we go. And that picture's still in front of my face.
Yeah, but it's going to disappear soon.
It's going to disappear. That's good. So
Besides, I'm the one that counts, right?
I've turned into a picture. We're still working our streaming software. You're the one that counts. That's right.
You're the tech. You're the tech.
Yeah.
You're the tech wizard.
Yeah, I haven't been very techy with this, have I? Hello, covered my face, but yeah, it'll come right up. That's good. Okay, folks. So yeah, look, today we decided we really wanted to do this, and as you know, we are in the Lion's Gate energy, and it's not
it's actually not coming off, darling. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm not too sure why.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you did tell me you'd got rid of it. You carry on talking, and I will see if I can remove the picture from my face.
All right.
How's that?
So what were you talking about? You were talking about the 8-8 that's coming up, right?
Yeah, and we're in it already.
We are. So I don't know how many of you, and again, please feel free to put your comments up on the chat stream and allow yourself to truly begin to feel into what we're saying, and allow yourself permission to just put up comments on the chat, to ask us questions, to agree, disagree with what we're doing or what we're saying. Maybe you need to delete.
Yeah, no, it's all right. We're over here. We'll go over here.
Okay.
Well, just carry on talking.
It's distracting. The thing is going.
See how balanced.
I'm a goldfish. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, we can't even see you at the moment. So just carry on talking.
Dear. So yeah. So let us know. Hey, can you hear us? It's okay. We know you can't see us at the moment, but we are sort of allowing ourselves the grace to bring us into sight. So when you do see us, if you could just give us a thumbs up, give us a like, whatever it is there for YouTube, and we will carry on. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. So anyway, the 8-8 transmission that we're going to be doing on the 8th of the 8th, and what time are we going to do it again?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
888.
888. So 8 p.m. on the 8th of the 8th. And hopefully that will give majority of the beautiful souls around the world the opportunity to connect with us for that transmission. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm very, very, very distracted with what Heather's doing at the moment. You should see it.
Best thing you can do is just say hi if you're there.
Yeah.
And if we disappear, we're still here. This is why I've got Lou still talking. And this is why walking meditations are so good for you, my love. Then you clear your mind. It doesn't matter what's happening out there in the realm.
Well, I know walking meditations are good, and I just really am sort of in that state where...
Look, there you are. It's all beautiful.
But are we there on
absolutely
YouTube? I mean, yeah, well, whatever. Okay, well, it's just...
So you're talking about the Lion's Gate.
This
is an update.
It is an update.
So
I don't want to give too much away, because I know that when I get into it, it just sort of comes out of me. But look at it this way, guys. Think of the 8-8 of this particular transmission that's coming through us. We've been given a bit of a heads up from Safida that the 8-8 transmission coming from him is going to be very different from the usual way of communication. It's going to be something like what's different about it, what's the energy construct of it, what's the vibration construct of it, why is it different, how do we move forward in this, and is there a possibility that perhaps the 8-8 transmission has already begun the energy has already begun? And if so, what is this all about? I'm losing it, babe. I need to put dark glasses on or something.
Carry on. Just look at the camera. We'll get everything back in a minute. Do you want me to take over?
I think you take over, babe. I'm struggling.
Walking meditations are very good. Okay, so we don't want to give too much away because the update and the transmission itself on the 8th at 8 p.m. is going to be excellent. So we are really looking forward to that. But today we're going to be talking about a few different things. And just look in the camera, sweetie pie, carry on doing your thing. And we're just going to be talking about this at the moment. So what do we believe that our world is? What about the statistics of the world? What's really going on?
Well, statistically at the moment we're looking at a black screen, and that black screen is giving me the heebie-jeebies. But why is it giving me the heebie-jeebies? Far out. Statistically, our world is 4.5 billion years old. Statistically, we have got 8.1 billion individuals on this realm at this moment on the earth, right? Statistically, according to the stats, we have been approximately 117 billion souls on this planet since time began, or since mankind first came on board. Now, I don't know if we're going to follow Darwin's theory that we all popped out of a bloody monkey's ass with that, but apparently there's been 117 billion souls. Now the thing is, here's my question: is if there's been 117 billion souls, and we currently are 7% of that, and which is 8.1 or 8.1 billion individuals, and our Earth is 4.54 billion years old, give or take a million. Okay, now where do I get all of this wonderful information? Well, this wonderful information comes from the very truthful, truthful, the Population Reference Bureau or statistics. And of the 117 billion souls that have existed on our world at the moment, 7% of those are alive right now. I mean, that's brilliant, guys. Let's face it. We've got all of this information that's just magically available for us. There was somebody right there at the very first incarnation of a individual, of a living soul, and this guy with a clipboard said, number one. And then for 5.4 billion years later, he's been going number two, number three, number four, number 1 billion trillion, one whatever. And you're saying no. I know that according to the way we look at our world today, the way that we look at everything, we didn't start existing 5 billion years ago or 4.5 billion years ago because we had to go through all of the different states of being, the epochs of time. But then you've got, then I've got a question relating to all of this anyway. So even if we did start at, so instead of like 4.5 billion years ago, say we started at 3 billion years ago, or 2 billion years ago, we've got all of this stuff happening, and we don't have all the answers. We look at the world and we go, what the bleep, half the time, because there's stuff there that's happening that shouldn't be happening, and stuff that shouldn't be happening is happening. Let's just look at a concept and I heard this concept and I've been dwelling on it, and it's not just that I heard it from one person. Heather and I have talked about it. Safita's asked us about it. And it just seems to be, when something comes up, you seem to hear it in different sort of circles, etc., etc. But where are the bodies? Where are the bodies, guys? All right. So, what I don't want to do is I don't want to look at this as a murder mystery, but I want to look at it as a mystery murder. No. But let's just look at some facts again. And I'm giving you facts because I've done a little bit of research. I've chosen a few different sort of places, and I am using the available information that is around first. All right, so I'm giving you the logistics, I'm giving you the man-made stuff before I tap into the energy, before I let Safita come through and discuss it, because that gives a balanced perspective, doesn't it? I mean, like if we look at Sheffield, which is in UK, the earliest graveyard that they could in Sheffield is around about the early 1800s. Okay, well, mid 1800s, I think. It's about 1881, and that's when they started burying their dead. So Sheffield sort of grew up and in the 1800s, and then they created the graveyard. They decided, well, we're going to put a graveyard here, and we're going to start burying people. And then in 1905, they started cremating. So first of all, we're burying, and now we're burning. Okay, and just out of just a curiosity fact there, about 78% of dead British are actually burnt. Okay, they're cremated, and that's 78%, and that's of today. So let's look at Scotland. Scotland, their burial areas go back to the 1500s, and they first recorded their first cremation in the 40s, in the 1940s, and have about a 72% cremation rate today. But then let's look at other places like Russia. And now Russia, they don't actually, I can't actually find a set date other than the religious grouping of the Orthodox era. And that's when they start, that's where you can find people being buried, put in the ground and buried with ceremony. And in 1927 was the earliest cremation. But here's a little difference. Most nationwide with Russia, they only have 10% cremation. The rest are being buried. Now, obviously, if you look at the cities, it's going to be a higher percentage going up there. So I do have a sheet of figures which I can put up for people to read and sort of see where I'm getting my information from. But what gets me is why all of a sudden have we moved away from burying our beloved souls, okay, our parents, our grandparents, our friends, neighbors, etc., and why are we putting them in fires? It reminds me a little bit of what has been suggested by somebody else. Oh, look, we're up there, darling.
Yeah, so thank me.
Thank you.
Okay. Very sorry, folks, for that. And yeah, I have no idea how that happened, but it did. And if you've managed to stick with us, then fantastic.
You deserve it. You deserve a lollipop.
Even through Lou's freaking out, you can tell that I've been on stage, and when things like that, you carry on.
I haven't been on stage.
When things like that with Lou happen, it takes a little bit for her to carry on.
I'm more real, I can at least admit it. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Right.
So let's ask the question.
The world's a stage.
It is a stage, but let's look at it.
And we were black, but now we're here. And that was not a racist comment. Right, carry on. So slow down with the way you're relating this so that we can hear it. Don't have to go so fast, because it's really interesting about where are all the bodies. If the 15, whatever, how many billion people are here on this realm, then surely when you go to property developers and other people go to put more...
It's 8.1 billion.
Whatever, I don't even know about these stats. Then what's happened? Why aren't there bodies everywhere? And there's other people talking about this at the moment, but we've been thinking about this for some time and going, what's the missing piece here? What's really going on? Well, we're just being totally lied to about everything.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, I mean, like why all of a sudden has cremation or the burning of bodies become the go-to, become the most popular way of...
I don't know.
And I'm like, and I question just, and yes, we did hear it at the Tartaria gathering we went to just recently, where they said maybe it's, that was thrown out there, maybe they're getting rid of evidence, but what evidence are they getting rid of? But there's also another concept that I thought of, And that is more like the science fiction-y sort of stuff.
Well, give us the science fiction version because we've had the blackout, so let's go for the science fiction version.
What if there are no bodies to burn? Now, I've lost people in my life, okay? I've lost my mum, my dad, my aunt. I have lost people that are absolutely precious to me, my father-in-law, etc. And we see the body after it's expired, except we don't see it once it's taken away.
Are we supposed to? I mean, where does it go? Like when Dad died, we go away. We go away, and they do whatever they do, and then we have an open. With our wake for Dad, it was an open coffin in the lounge room, and it wasn't Dad, as far as I'm concerned. It was looked like a stuffed model of Dad. Really, to be honest.
Well, we didn't have open caskets for our ones for our loved ones that passed away, but my question is like, I mean, and we cremated my mum, and we cremated my dad back in the day. Dad died in 79, mom in 2017, and we cremated. I didn't even think anything of it at the time. It was just, we weren't living in the country. We didn't want to put her in a grave and forget about her because we wouldn't be able to visit her. We wouldn't be able to do anything, maintain the garden, etc., etc. So for us, the most logical thing was, we'll cremate her and we'll scatter her ashes, you know. And then somebody puts it out to me like, well, hang on. Isn't cremation like a sacrifice? You're burning a body, you know? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to think about that. But when we look at it, like, if we take it to the science fiction and we go, well, what if we are an illusion, Heather? What if we are in a something that's not real?
Hang on. So what are you saying? Are you saying that there is no body to burn? I'm just going to let that dog.
I feel there's a part of me that is, the more and more I've gone down this road, is I watched my mother express her last breath in hospital on the bed. I watched it. I know for a fact I was holding her hand. She was as real to me as Heather is sitting next to me. I know that she was there. However, once that's done, there's a part of me that goes, well, where did she go? You know, it's like we have these events in our lives where we have births, where children come into the world. We have deaths where people leave the world, and that's supposed to keep the balance. But where is the evidence therein for all of that which is happening in the death realm? And I'm not trying to belittle it, because I know that it's a very, very sensitive subject for people. But at the same time, we have got so much happening in our world that we have to look at this in a completely different way of being. It takes, for somebody to be buried and that body to completely decompose, takes anywhere up to, depending on the soil it's in, can take anywhere between 80 to 100 years. Sometimes if it's in very, very acidic, it takes up to maybe about 10 years for the bones, for everything up and including the bones and the head to completely be decomposed, to disintegrate and turn to dust. So depending on where they're buried, there's a length of time. Now, another question...
And depends on how many hot dogs you've had too.
Yes. You know, so my question is, if we don't have all of these, say we do, we've got all of these people, they've been buried or they've been cremated, and we have these plots that we honor our past ones. We honor them. You know, we if we bury them, we have headstones or slabs in the ground with a message on it. We have, if it's cremation, if we don't scatter the ashes, people put the ashes in a little box in a wall with a little memorial plaque, etc., etc. But my question is, we're told we're running out of space. There's no more land. So where do we bury the people? And why, when we're building new buildings, are we not digging up old graveyards? See, that's where I'm coming to. Is like, where are the people? Where is the evidence that there have been 117 billion individuals living on this earth? Now, taking what I said, that it takes up to 100 years for a body to decompose and completely turn into dust again and soil, etc., etc., it makes sense that we're not going to find our ancestors of 2 million years ago.
But how do we even know this? Look,
And that's my next question.
We don't know how old this realm is, or the so-called books only go back a certain way, and then some people will say, well, look, it's 6,000 to 10,000 years, and other people will say it's 1,000,000 years, and you've got your uniformitarianism model, and you've got other people that are doing some great chronological research, like Jason Brashears of Archaics and others, many others, and they're saying it's much less, but we don't really know, do we?
Well, this is just it. If we were to take the Bible, for those who have studied the Bible, who know the story of creation, it took 6 days for God to create the earth. And then you read a little bit later on, then it says that 1,000 days is a year, and a year is but 1,000 days. So if we round those sort of things up and we go, okay, well, if one day is 1,000 years, it took 6,000 years to create the earth, and on the seventh day he rested, right? Okay, cool. So we've got 4.5 billion years versus 6,000 years. Who's right? Okay. And my question is, why are we forced to believe a certain way? We go to school, we're educated, or we go to college, we're educated, and we have to follow a system. We have to follow, that's the way we grew up, that's the way our planet is, that's the way the people are. But what if there was no ice age? What if everything we've been taught is absolute bollocks?
Well, from my research, I don't feel there was an ice age either. Now, there could have been flash freezing, for example, and there's evidence of that. I think we have been told a bunch of lies, but can we, once you've done this, can we backtrack to the what happens to the bodies and what?
Yeah, let's go there right now.
So you're saying, well, so what does happen to the bodies?
Well, you see, there's a part of me that...
What do you feel happens? I mean, you're saying, was it even real?
Exactly, I am.
So you go there.
And see, this is where I'm arguing with myself now, guys, because I'm going into the place where I lost my mum. My mum died of cancer. My dad was run over by a bus.
You lost the physical.
I'm getting that, Okay. So the physicality, the vessel that held my mother's energy, that held my father's energy, was ripped away from us. Let's get dramatic, okay?
Their avatars disappeared, and their spirits went somewhere, their meat suits went somewhere else.
Their meat suits went away, okay? So we got the what do you call them? The funeral parlor guys. They came in, they took the bodies away, they dealt with it. I never saw my mum's body or my father's body after that again. All I know is that we got a message that her body had been cremated, and would we like to come and pick up some ashes? Now, how do you
even know it's your mother's ashes?
I
thought about that too, about all different. I'm going, well, how do you even know what?
I mean, there was no parties present other than the guys at the crematorium who were doing the burning. So how do I know that was my mom's body that went in there
and not somebody else?
My mom's ashes that came out.
Oh no, this is getting really dark. I'm sorry everybody.
No, just smile, because it's not dark at all. It's just questions. It's where my mind is at the moment. Especially with the fact that we've got the 8-8 transmission coming up. There's a lot of changes happening. There's a lot of energy that's needing to shift and to be moved, so that we can actually progress. We can actually step through the ascension doorway and gateway without all this crap still in us. So we need to release this. We need to discuss it. We need to look at what it is we truly believe.
What are we releasing?
We're releasing dogma. We're releasing
belief systems about everything.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, say for what? Okay, I'm going to put the punchline in. What if I am part of a computer program? I am programmed to feel that Heather is right here beside me, that I'm touching her, that I'm giving her a kiss. What if I'm programmed to feel that?
My name is
Okay.
Heather.
What if
Dalek.
what if that is a program? Last night we were looking at the stars. We were outside. What a beautiful, beautiful night it was last night. I saw explosions in the sky. Heather missed it. She saw something that I didn't see.
And we put a picture up on our Facebook of what one of our campers saw.
Yeah.
And we might even do a live on Facebook after this, I think.
Absolutely.
Because we're sure to get our faces up there.
But, you know, it's like what I said to Heather, I saw these, this flight plane, okay, a couple of planes going along the flight path. And I said to her, what if that's not, we're told that that's a plane, but I don't hear a plane. I don't see a plane. I heard it once, but on the other side. But the ones that I was looking at, I said, but what if those pulses of red light are just that? It's electrical pulses sending information down a grid line, and it's taking blocks of information from point A to point B. What if at nighttime, when we look at the night sky and go, oh, it's beautiful and all the rest of it, which it is, I'm not denying that. But what happens if it is just a simulation? What happens if it is just something that we're programmed to see, accept, and to put our lives by?
So you mean that the planes aren't going across?
I'm saying that are they maybe, especially during the night when all we see are little flashing lights, are they not, is that a grid line? Is that an electronic grid line that is taking information from point A to point B? During the day,
we have a lot of them, don't we?
Yeah, we have a lot more at night than we do during the day.
That's true.
You know.
So what are they doing? What's the grid line about?
That's just what I'm saying. It's like, are we in a computer simulation? Well, and we're looking at the grid lines at night. It's clearer to see. How many times have we been outside and we looked at the sky and it looks like you're actually looking through the sky, and it looks like there's these lines. Where's the camera? You know, the lines like this through the sky. You know, you've got these little squares like meridian lines or longitude and latitude. You know, and then all of a sudden it's gone. It's like it's realized that you're looking at it, that you're noticing it, so it changes. You know, so this is I've had these questions for a long time, and now I'm brave enough to actually start talking about it.
Well, we've talked publicly about the simulation theory and the construct and stuff like that. We're definitely in some sort of simulation, but there must have been something that was real prior to this, and we've talked about this too. You know, and maybe we've talked about it, but you haven't been fully on board, and now you're going, actually something shifted in me. Is that what's happened?
Well, there's something. I am fully on board, and I have had stuff shifted, but I've also gone through an enormous change for myself recently. Allowing more of the flow of the energy to come through me from the divine, and upgrades, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about the fact that they have screwed with our minds to the nth degree. This Tartarian event that we were at just recently, they showed a calendar screen, a shot of all the different calendars.
This is a shout out to Cam and Kelly of Tartaria, Australia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So thank you.
It's a great event. They're going to be taking it on the road. A lot of the stuff I already knew. A couple of points were new for me.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Great crowd of people too. So yeah.
And a lot of information that they shared. It was like I came home and I started again getting into my work with Safita, and I realized, oh my God, a lot of what I heard today is what I had already been writing with him in preparation for his next book that he's doing. So it looks like everything's lining up. But anyway, I just want to show you something. I don't know if you'll see it clearly, but I'll put it in the sort of either an image in the chat or in our notes section on YouTube, because I think it's really interesting. There we go. This is a calendar of different variations of calendars, okay? Now, we've got the Gregorian, the Julian, the Tartarian, the Hebrew, Islamic, Chinese, Mayan, long count, Ethiopian, the Zoroastrian, the Vedic, the Tamil, the Buddhist, the French Revolutionary, and I threw in, just for good measure, the 13-month lunar, because a lot of us believe that before all of these calendars came about, we actually had the lunar calendar, which was 13 months in the year. And so I've included that as well.
So what date is it today or this
So,
year? That's
if we
interesting.
go for the in the Gregorian calendar, we're in the year 2025.
Gregorian.
That's what I said, Gregorian. The Julian, we're in the 2025, but 13 days behind the Gregorian. In the Tartarian, which is the alternate theory, we're in 1025 or earlier. All right. Hebrew, we're in 5785. In Islamic, we're in 1447 AH. I don't know what the AH stands for. I've still got, but I've got references that I can look at.
After hours.
After hours, yeah. Okay. In the Chinese calendar, we're in the year of 4722 or 4722, the Wood Dragon. In the Mayan long count, we're in 13.0.12.7.9. In the Ethiopian, we're in 2017. In the Zoroastrian, we're either in 1394 or 1393. In the Vedic, we're in 5127. In the Buddhist, we're in 2568. In the French Revolutionary, which is a very short calendar, it didn't really take on a lot, we're in the year of 233. In the lunar calendar, the 13-month lunar calendar, which is 13 months of 28 days, we are in the year of 2030. So, what calendar do we listen to? What calendar do we connect to? And now I get, when I look at it this way, having done my own, having seen it in somewhere else, and then getting on my sitting on my ass and actually looking at my own stuff and doing my own research and looking at things, I go, fuck, this is true. Okay? There are so many timelines in this current timeline. Who's right, who's wrong? All right? And I'm like,
well, that just makes a joke of time as well.
And that's what Safida says. There is no time.
Well, we the time's a construct created for this, for the control mechanisms in this realm. But prior to time, there was seasons, and if there was no moon, because there was a time there was no moon,
Absolutely.
apparently, that was to do with sun, or maybe the vapor canopy,
yeah,
which is even prior to that. So, and may also be coming again. So our world is a mystery.
And then Safida said to me, he said, don't forget about the fact that, and this again is the conspiracy theory stuff, okay, where a lot of us believe that an extra 1,000 years has just been added to our calendar for the hell of it. Because if you look at you look at some of the old photographs taken in the 1800s, 1700s, and it's J798. And then you look in a more modern or more recent, say like in the late 1900s, going into the 2000s, and it's 1798. So what do we believe? Okay? And they're saying, oh, that's just old-fashioned script writing. It's meant to be a 1, not a J. Well, how the hell do you make that?
Some of the photos we saw were definitely J's.
They were J's,
man. They weren't 1s.
Absolutely.
And thanks to the guys at Australia Tartaria for presenting that.
Yeah.
And I'd seen it somewhere else prior, but that was very clear. That was great. And so more fodder for the questions, really, to bring in more questions.
And so this is why, can we believe everything we've been told about our world? Can we believe everything that we have been fed. Because we've been fed it. We're put into a little sausage factory from 2 years of age, even younger times. We're put into care, we're put into somebody else's guidance system. And when we come out the other end, we have no imagination left. We have no critical thinking left unless it's in line with what we've been taught.
Very good.
So anyway, I'm anything else you'd like to add to it?
I think we'll start to wrap it up now. I think that's given food for thought, and there's going to be more to come on that. But the gateway that's coming up, the gateway that we're in now, is we've got naughty dogs trying to get in the room here.
Well, one's just.
Yeah. Anyway, the gateway that we're actually already started. The Lionsgate Energy Shift is a unique, perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime event due to the singularity of the focus of this particular energy. And we're talking about this particular gateway, this particular energy, and why this is different. So we're going to be tapping more into that on the live transmission on the 8th of the 8th at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And so tap on in if you can, do it with the live, and we promise we'll have pictures right at the very beginning because I know what I did wrong now. And but it's going to be very interesting. So those of you that are sensitive will start feeling this energy already right now. You'll be feeling what's going on here. And we'll get more into that later. But thank you very much for being a part of our live, and thank you for watching the replay. And just feel free, please, to put comments in the comment section, ask questions, like and subscribe. We're reasonably new at doing our our lives on YouTube, but we really welcome and value your input. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. If not before the 8th, then we'll definitely see you on that date.
Oh. So, what about if people want to join us on our Tuesday group?
Absolutely. You go to itiscosmic.com. We're doing a spiritual group, a support insights Q&A, breaking free from the programming. We're going to be doing a lot. There's a lot on offer. It's going to be power packed and information packed as well. And I'll put the link here in the description. Okay, you can join us here, and that starts on Tuesday. Every fortnight. Okay, you can come in at any time, but a lot of people want to be there right at the beginning. We've had quite a bit of interest. So thank you very much, everybody, and we really appreciate